Welcome to this exploration of the Capricorn mysteries. I'm here with Teresa Kelly. Leslie couldn't make it today, so we're sad that we don't have her, but hopefully she'll be back with us next time. And we're very, very excited to share with you about this upcoming Capricorn full moon on July 21st. So there's several factors that are connected to this that we'll go into more detail, but I'm just going to mention them here. That is that this Capricorn full moon is within a degree of Pluto. And Pluto shines the light on the shadow, that the things that need to be transmuted and transformed. And of course, a full moon shines the light all night long, shines the light in the darkness. So that's an aspect that's happening. It's an out of bounds full moon. It's about 25 degrees out of bounds, not as extreme as we could have, or as we had for the first Capricorn full moon we had at the June solstice. But the day before, it's at 28 degrees, very out of bounds, and then it's starting to come back as we get to the full moon. And then, and that is taking us outside of ordinary reality, the things that we've been conditioned to believe and see, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then it's also a blue moon. So it's our second Capricorn full moon. We had one at the solstice, and now we're having one on July 20th, 21st, I'm sorry, July 21st. Two Capricorn full moons, one after the other. That doesn't happen except every 33 months. And then it's also at a time when there are 4 full moons in a season. So from the June solstice to the September equinox, we have 4 full moons. And this is what is defined as a true blue moon. So we're experiencing, I think, 2 full moons in the same sign, since it doesn't happen very often. To me, that's a true blue moon. So these are some factors that we're going to be exploring. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Teresa because she's the Capricorn queen.
Yeah, okay. I do have a crown I could wear right over here within reach.
Cool.
Yeah, so when we're talking about Capricorn, those of us who have a huge amount of Capricorn in their charts tend to feel the rhythms of these timings strongly. I'm grateful through astrology that I'm aware of that, and I get to share that with other people. So it's great to be here with Kaylin today. I like the idea of looking at the full moon and Pluto shining light into corners or onto realities or challenges or gifts that we might not be aware of. It's a time to really focus in on that, to be able to see clearly. And then, we also have Neptune coming into play. And I look at Neptune as like the fog. So when we were talking, it's like, so if we're at a dance at the disco, we've got the full moon and we got Pluto, and then Neptune turns the fog machine on. So while it adds to the party, it also brings with it, you can't have the big vision that Capricorns usually are gifted with. It's because Capricorns are nurturers and householders, but they are also the ones with the big picture, the wisdom holders of the past, using that to make decisions now for the next 7 generations. So it sometimes for me, I find it's hard for me to focus on the things going on right now. I see what's going on, and then I'm automatically thinking out here, outside the box, way out, what's going on later. So this is an opportunity, I think, for us to, with a little bit of fogginess, to be aware of what's going on now and to really take in what is being revealed to us, and not to focus on those tiny, tiny things in a negative way, but to notice and then take it out and consider what the long-term ramifications are, because there may be some hiccups going on in our world right now that are being highlighted to a big degree, and you can get caught up in that. But if you have a moment to step back and the whole picture is illuminated, then you can maybe see past that and go, well, okay, this could be really terrible, but in the big picture, this is a small moment. So I feel like I may have contradicted myself a little bit there. So I hope everyone can understand. I guess the moving in and out and being flexible and open to what Kaylin so wisely suggested to me earlier was that Pluto and these cycles don't happen to you, they happen for you. And to be open to what opportunity is this for us, going down the road, what opportunity for change or repositioning, especially since this is the out of bounds. So outside of our norm, whatever our norm is, either for us or for the collective, what's outside, what perspective can we share or ruminate on, or what changes can we explore or experiments can we do to shift. This is a great opportunity, and to be able to move through that. And that's
Okay, I love this. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, so Neptune is sextile the moon and trine the sun. So it's activating both sides of this full moon. And one of the things I often think about Neptune is it's connected to the field of or realm of all possibilities. And when anything's possible, what do you choose? So that's why there can be confusion and it can feel kind of foggy and you don't really know. And here's the thing about this Capricorn full moon at the 29th degree, the most comprehensive expression of Capricorn possible. We're having a full moon at that point with Pluto like less than a degree away or around a degree away, adding its energy to it. And Capricorn being most interested in how do we create a reality that is effective, it's efficient, it gets the job done, it gets good results, it benefits all people for all, for from in the past and towards the future. It's like not just in the greedy moment that we tend to see of what's happening on the planet, and how is this, how are we helping to craft a culture and a society and a community that can operate from that perspective. And there's a lot in the way of that. And I think Pluto being there helps shine a light on that. So what are the fears that we have? The fears that people are going to continue, that there'll be people in power and people that, the powers that shouldn't be, as some like to call it, still having their say. And how are we rising up and how are we facing these fears? So it reminds me that whenever Pluto's involved, it's great to ask the question, what scares you? And if it scares you, name it, call it out, put it out there, because then it loses power over you. And it's not determining where you go because you're now ready to face and embrace that, whatever that is scaring you, and to move in that direction and create a transformation. Because really, Pluto, that's all what it's all about. It's all about the alchemy and transformation. So first we have to be willing. And that's really important. So so calling it out, naming it, whether that's in your journal, whether that's in your conversations, or going out into nature and just talking to the trees, and however it works for you to do that. Because if we are ignoring our fears, they are determining where we go. And it's not conscious. It's not like, oh, well, I'm doing this and so I'm going to go that. It's not necessarily conscious. It's like you can't go in the direction of your fear if you're not willing to turn around and face it. And then it determines where you go, because you can't go this direction, you have to go that direction. So this is a great opportunity. I'm very excited about the possibilities that we can have personally and collectively with this full moon.
Yeah, and I love that idea of naming and having your fears lose their power over you, because that can like make it disappear. And then the next step is, what kind of action can I take? While realizing what it is, and I think maybe the idea too of all the other planets working together with this, all the other transits that are working right now, it's Pluto, isn't a stationary energy, and neither is Capricorn. Yeah, you reminded me that, yeah, they're the ones who restore order and are writing the new rule book. So what's the next chapter look like, and how can I contribute? You know, um, even if it is just recognizing your own, and maybe sharing with someone, or there's a whole lot of people out there that are experiencing a lot of fear, and together you can make change. So, and I guess, having all the Capricorn that I have, I love motivating others into action. And so, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. I'll honor that, because there's other people that, aren't natural. That's not their natural tendency, but it's a natural tendency for the Capricorn energy. So you might find yourself motivated to do something different that you've never done before. They might be connecting into this energy right now that's so, can feel so chaotic and also fearful, can actually, inspire change in how you do things. And I find that really exciting, that you know, we may see a huge shift, or I'd like to say are inviting a huge shift with people that may never have participated before, are participating and creating, a new world going forward. Here I am, the Capricorn, getting real big again.
But it's really, I think it's really important. I love Ken Kai's book, Prescriptions for Happiness, because one
Mhm.
of the things he says is ask for what you want, but don't demand it. So this is a time to ask. It's like putting our intentions out there. Ask for what we want and be open to something even more amazing than what we're asking for happening. Because if we're demanding a certain thing and want to keep it in a small, narrow perspective, then we're not open to the bigger possibilities that may be there that we're not even aware of. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of the accept what is for now. That's one of the prescriptions.
Yes.
Accept what is for now. And that means you might not accept it 10 minutes from now, but if you can accept it right now, then you're taking the resistance away, because the more we resist it, the more it persists, as Carl Jung liked to
Mhm.
tell us. And then
Yeah.
the last one is turn up your love, even if you don't get what you want. And that's really what's going to change everything, is as we turn up our love and we are willing to come together and work for each other, and to create a reality that is for all people, not just a few, that
Mhm.
serves everyone, that is, uh, like you were saying, the new rule book. I might say the new guidelines, because
Yeah.
I'm very resistant to rules.
Yeah.
Even though I have my fair share of Saturn and Capricorn also, but just, oh, maybe
Yeah.
we
It's a constant evolution with languaging and behavior and everything,
yes,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah,
So I agree. And thank you for giving me a different word, you know.
right.
And speaking about opening to love, I Bell Hook, I haven't read her. Embarrassed to say that, as much activism as I've been involved in, but a friend of mine quoted her and wrote a lovely essay that I can maybe take the quote and put it in the show notes, because with my technical difficulties right now, I can't get to it. So,
Yeah, send it to me. I'll put it in the show notes. And yeah,
okay, yeah, because it's a very powerful quote about, feeling helpless and fearful, and through the path of love, finding your way out of that and finding a path forward. Um, and I like to, and we talk in the coaching realm, we talk about powerful questions. So are there some questions you can ask yourself that help move you forward? You might not be the guy on the corner organizing, a busload of people to go somewhere or anything like that, but it could be that you're just kinder at the gym, or, you know, um,
and
I
all
don't
that
know.
makes a difference. Every little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that we express in the
Mhm.
world has a bigger impact than we can imagine. Yeah.
Well, on individuals, because sometimes I think sometimes we can get caught up in things, and because we have not had an alternative. So if you're offered kindness and love from somebody, it can make a big difference in your day and then in your week, and just, how you think about things. So, yeah. Um, th- mhm.
Mhm.
I want
So
to say
I like
something
what
about,
you said about asking questions, and the first question that was brought up was what scares you, and really looking at that, and then ask the question, what would it take for me to uh, embrace this fear so that I can transmute and transform it into courage,
yes.
into, and I will say I've had fears my whole life of speaking in front of people. And I still do, but it's not like it used to be because I kept facing that fear. I kept going, and when people invite me to speak in front of a group of people, or just the things that I've been doing over the years, I have way less fear than I did, but I still have fear. So sometimes it just takes a while. Like if I'm standing in front of a room of a couple hundred people, my heart's going to be pounding,
Hmm.
whether I want it to or not. It's just, that's just the reality. But I'm not going to not do it because I'm scared. I'm doing it. I'm probably even more likely to do it because I'm scared, because I'm working through that fear. So any kind of fear that you have that you could then take action. I love that you said that. Take action toward embracing and transmuting and transforming within yourself. That's a great way to engage this full moon, and go
Yeah.
out and be with the moon as it rises or as it sets, or just as it's in the sky in the night, and just ask for guidance and insight to support you through the next lunar cycle.
And maybe howl a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Any final words you have, Teresa?
Just be in the present. I think just, is, yeah, and be real clean and current with yourself. Ask the question. I love that, and I love the way you phrase the question, the follow-up question for, what would it take, for me to release this or transmute it into something more useful and powerful for myself. That's a great question to ask about almost anything,
Yeah.
because it's an action question, you
Yeah.
know. So I
Yeah. If
appreciate
you
that.
ask questions, the universe will give you answers.
Exactly.
So
And I always put the caveat. I would like the I would like the response to be in an easily understood way for me.
yes. Yeah,
So I don't miss it.
don't give it to me in a foreign language, because I probably won't get it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
that's
so
it.
appreciate you, Kaylin.
I appreciate you too, Teresa, and we hope everybody has an amazing full moon experience. And let us know if there's anything that you're working on facing a fear. You can put that in the comments, and we will support you and celebrate you in being willing to have the courage to show up and embrace that. So,
Yeah, thank you. Ditto that.
bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.